Audioversity, the voice of Reichman University.
Film Fanatics. From the silver screen to your earphones with Alan Azulay and Gal Balaban.
Welcome back to Film Fanatics, where we talk about the movies and shows that have us obsessed, excited, and inspired. I'm Gal.
And I'm Alan. I see what you did there, because this episode is all about shows. It's all about television.
This week we're going to be talking about the Emmy nominations which just came out, including which shows we're happy about and our snubs. We're going to be talking all about shows that we love, including Euphoria, Ozark, Stranger Things, Ted Lasso, Succession, Only Murders in the Building, Squid Game, and many more.
Let's start with comedy, shall we?
Yeah.
So let's start with lead actor in comedy. Okay? We have Donald Glover, Atlanta, Bill Hader for Barry, Nicholas Hoult for The Great, Steve Martin for Only Murders in the Building, Martin Short for the same TV show, and our boy Jason Sudeikis for Ted Lasso.
If I had to guess, Jason Sudeikis is winning this a second time.
I don't think they're going to do that.
They did that at the Golden Globes. I don't know how well they correlate when it comes to TV, but he won for both seasons. I don't know. The thing is, he outdid his work, in my opinion, in season 2.
He was really good.
For the record, Alan, you've seen Ted Lasso now.
I've seen it at this point, and it's one of my favorite shows.
It's one of my favorite shows also, maybe of all time. I think he'd deserve it, having also seen Only Murders in the Building, The Great, and Atlanta. Well, I'm surprised I've seen so many comedy shows.
I have seen none of these except Ted Lasso.
The Great
I've seen the first season of Atlanta.
Okay. The Great is pretty good. Atlanta is really good. I don't know why they didn't nominate this season as a whole for Best Comedy. Only Murders in the Building, I fucking love. We'll get to that. But in terms of this performance, I think Jason Sudeikis should win. If not, then Steve Martin, because he's also terrific.
I never like giving the same person 2 years in a row. I feel like that kind of diminishes it a little bit. And like,
didn't they do it like 6 years in a row with Julia Louis-Dreyfus?
Which was ridiculous.
I haven't even seen that show, but yeah, that's crazy.
Ridiculous. But yeah, I would probably go with one of the guys from Only Murders.
I think if any of them win, it'll be Steve Martin. All right, lead actress for comedy. This is an interesting one. Jean Smart won this one for Hacks last year, and she's nominated again alongside Rachel Brosnahan, The Marvelous Mrs.
She's
Maisel.
Always nominated.
I love that show. Quinna Brunson for Abbott Elementary, Kaylee Cuoco, The Flight Attendant, Elle Fanning, The Great, and Issa Rae, Insecure. All right, let me get to one of my biggest snubs is Selena Gomez not being on here. Even though the show is acclaimed as hell, and there's 6 nominees, and she's not on here, and this is like, in my opinion, Selena Gomez has been huge for a while, and this is her, like, delivering her first truly amazing performance, and I think she should have been nominated for it. This one, I haven't seen the show, but I think Quinta Brunson from Abbott Elementary might win, or they'll give it again to Jean Smart.
I've heard that this season of Hacks is a little bit worse than last season, so I don't know if that's happening.
I haven't seen it either.
I can see them giving it to Issa Rae as well.
Because it's the final season of Insecure?
Yeah.
I haven't seen much from her, but I like her from what I've seen, so I'd be happy for her. The Great is also really good. Elle Fanning is fantastic in it, but I don't know if the show is big enough for her to get it.
For outstanding comedy series, we have Abbott Elementary, Barry, Curb Your Enthusiasm, Hacks, Only Murders in the Building, Ted Lasso, The Marvelous Miss Maisel for the umpteenth time, and What We Do in the Shadows.
I've seen the bottom 4 that you mentioned. Ted Lasso, I think, is winning again, or Only Murders. I don't see anything else.
I have a feeling that this is the year for Only Murders, man.
That would make sense. I'd be completely good with both. But I know that Ted lasso is still on this huge hype train. And What We Do in the Shadows, I think I've seen it. And I think the new season fell off.
I saw only the first season.
Oh, no, but I think the third season kind of fell off. I think 1 and 2 were way better. Marvelous Mrs. Maisel, I think, is still great, but I don't think should win anything. Because
you won so much already, right?
Yeah.
Like in the past few years?
I think this one was my least favorite season, but 1 and 2 are especially phenomenal. It's still a fun show. All right, supporting actor in a comedy. Who do you think?
I would go Brad Goldstein all the way. I don't care. I think he won before. I don't care.
He won last. I hope he wins again. I don't know if they'll give everyone that they gave last time again, but he should.
Outstanding supporting actress. I don't know. Maybe
Okay.
maybe I would go Juno Temple this year.
I'm guessing Juno Temple would win, but I think Hannah Waddingham delivered maybe the best performance this category has ever seen. But one of the two
She
should
just
win.
won.
Yeah, that's why I think they'll give it to Juno Temple this time. But Alex Borstein is also fantastic as always, but she's won twice before for The Marvelous Mrs. Maisel, so not her, probably.
Let's go to limited series or anthology. I'll start with our lead actor nominees. We have Colin Firth from The Staircase, Andrew Garfield from Under the Banner of Heaven, Oscar Isaac from Scenes of a Marriage, Michael Keaton from Dopeseek, Himesh Patel from Station 11, Sebastian Stan from Pam and Tommy. I have to admit, out of all of these, I've watched one episode of The Staircase.
I've seen 0.
And Colin Firth is pretty amazing in that, and I think actually he might win.
Oh, I was thinking either between Michael Keaton or Sebastian Stan. I've seen clips from Pam and Tommy, and he looks really good. Oscar Isaac, I know we were rooting for him to get nominated for Moon Knight, and then he gets in the same category for Scenes from a Marriage, which is both upsetting, but we're happy for our boy.
I would love if we're doing fan picks here, I would go either Andrew Garfield or Oscar Isaac.
I haven't seen either of the shows, though. I've been meaning to get to both Dopesick and Under the Banner of Heaven, but I've just never gotten to clicking on them. Seems like the things that I would watch day one if they were movies.
I almost clicked on Scenes from a Marriage so many times at this point on HBO Max. I just never clicked.
For lead actress, Toni Collette in The Staircase, Julia Garner for Inventing Anna, Lily James in Pam and Tommy, Sarah Paulson, who somehow is nominated every year, Impeachment, American Crime Story, Margaret Qualley, Maid, and Amanda Seyfried, The Dropout. I've watched none of them again, and you've watched
I've watched one. I've watched The Dropout and still technically an episode of The Staircase.
I watched like a second of Maid because my mom was watching it.
Oh, and I watched it from the corner of my eye in a class. Someone was watching Maid.
Oh, it looks good.
I know I haven't seen the other one, so I might be biased, but Amanda Seyfried gives an outstanding performance.
I think it's either Amanda Seyfried or Lily James for this category, if I had to guess.
I think Julia Garner might get in there as well.
I'm gonna be honest. From the nominated miniseries, let's look at it. We have Dopesick, The Dropout, Inventing Anna, Pam and Tommy, and The White Lotus. I didn't really get to any of them. I saw an episode of The White Lotus, and it wasn't really my thing. I'm sure Dopesick is amazing, but honestly, Inventing Anna looks horrible. I don't want to get to that one. The Dropout, you'll have to tell me more about it.
It's pretty great. I don't know if you're that into more businessy stuff, that I love it.
What's it about again?
It's about the woman that claimed that she invented a machine that could, with only a drop of blood, scan your blood for everything. So you didn't need to go to the doctor and get a syringe on your arm. Basically, it was just a little thing. You put your finger on it and you're done. No pain, no nothing.
So we have 2 shows nominated about a woman
bullshit.
who...
But she tricked everyone. She was in the cover of magazines. She tricked everyone into thinking that she had this.
So it's interesting. How many episodes is it?
It's only 6 or 7 episodes. It's fairly short. And again, a masterclass of acting from her because she's so unlikable. This woman.
Wow. That's something I'd never imagine Amanda Seyfried as, unless she's a bully in Mean Girls.
I wanted to throw her out of the window most of the episodes, which again, it's a statement of how good she is because I love Amanda Seyfried. I would never do that to her.
Let me just point out that we have 2 miniseries here that are nominated that are about cool women who are scamming the world.
Yep.
But yeah, I know Inventing Anna is one of the most viewed Netflix shows ever now, but it just, I don't know, it looks like too much. I've seen the show. I have no idea what
it's about.
It's about a woman who pretended that she was like a German heiress. I don't even know, and I don't really care. as much as I love Julia Garner, her accent and it looks kind of silly, but I hope someone has seen it there and likes it and I'm wrong. But even my parents said they tried it and didn't like it.
Hi, Anna. I just had some questions.
I have a question. What's you wearing? You look poor.
So let's start with outstanding supporting actor in a drama series. We've watched, both of us, I think all of them. I've watched all of them, and I think you watched most of them. You just didn't watch the morning show.
Let me take a look. Okay, I've seen Succession, Squid Game, and Severance, not the morning show.
So let me list this, because this is a fantastic list of actors.
Wow.
Nicholas Braun, Succession. Billy Crudup, The Morning Show. Kieran Culkin, Succession. Park Hae-soo from Squid Games. Matthew McFadden from Succession. John Turturro from Severance. Christopher Walken from Severance as well. And Oh Young-soo for Squid Game.
As soon as I saw Severance, I was like, I'm for sure John Turturro is getting nominated.
Yeah.
But I think this is ultimately going to be between Kieran Culkin and Matthew McFadden for the win. I would love if either of them won. And I'm like, I think it's 50-50 between them.
I think this is Matthew's year. I have a feeling that because like I'm not gonna spoil anything, but like he was a freaking boss in that last episode.
Oh yeah, he like defines that ending
Exactly. Like
And-
he basically just owned that show in that last episode.
Look, this whole show is about people having to like put on facades, put on this game face, and like trick each other to get what they want. And Matthew McFadden does an excellent job at like owning the screen, but also like shout out to Kieran Culkin because he's
great.
always like, yeah, motherfucker. Like, he always makes innuendos and swears and just doesn't give a fuck. He's hilarious. He's my favorite character.
Yeah, he's Logan Jr.
And then Tom and Greg are both nominated. I love it. Everyone in this show is so good. You have to watch Succession. I watched it partly because of you, because you recommended it.
It's such a good show. And Squid Game was good, but I think it was way too much hype. Maybe Oh Young-soo,
He won a Golden Globe, I think.
out of all the people in that show, I would give something to him. I don't think he was as good as John Turturro or Matthew McFadden.
I agree. Let's just talk about that for a second. We talked about Squid Game before. Look, it's a really impressive show. The concept's cool, the production design, and it was very overhyped.
Yeah.
I don't think it deserves to be the most viewed Netflix show.
But I really like that like a non-English show is on this list.
And I
with
love that.
2 actors.
And I
That
love
is
that.
great.
But I've also seen 4 other of the nominated drama shows, and out of the 5 that I've seen, Squid Game is my least favorite.
Yeah,
Still a good
I agree
show,
with you.
but just compared to other good TV I've watched. But again, glad that this is making steps for international TV.
Do you want to go to supporting actress?
Yeah. Also a great lineup. Patricia Arquette
Wow, that's a fantastic
in
lineup.
Severance. She's terrific in that show. Julia Garner, Ozark, double nomination for that and Inventing Anna. Ho-yeon Jung, Squid Game. Christina Ricci, Yellow Jackets. Rhea Seehorn, Better Call Saul. J. Smith Cameron, Succession. Sarah Snook, Succession. And Sydney Sweeney, Euphoria.
So for this one, I've watched most of them. I'm still not caught up in Ozark, and Better Call Saul. I think I also only watched the first season. My guess here, as much as I love Sarah Snook, I think this is Sydney Sweeney's year.
I was going to say
She
Sarah Snook is winning.
Is so good in Euphoria. She
Really?
like and that's a show that has Zendaya at her prime.
Here, let's take a moment to talk about Euphoria, because I haven't seen it yet. I want to. You have. I know
Yeah,
it has
I've
a
watched
huge
all
following.
of it. I'm a huge fan. Like, it's one of my
Okay,
favorite shows.
Tell me more about it.
And basically, it's a high school show, like a high school drama, but like turned up to like an 11 when it comes to like being more real and being fucked up and dark, and it really goes into drug usage and alcohol usage and all that by teenagers. If you are not a good actor, you cannot act in a show like this, because you would stick out like a sore thumb. Like, everyone is good in this show, but Sydney Sweeney in particular, her arc this year was so heart-wrenching, and I feel like she deserves it. But then again, Sarah Snook.
Look, I think Sarah Snook, because she hadn't won an Emmy in this category before, that's why I would say her. But I will shout out Julia Garner. I watched the final season of Ozark this year, and she had won twice before. This is how good of an actress she is. And here she just outdoes her work again. So, but like I said before, she's won twice, so that's why I see it going more to Sarah Snook. All right, lead actress in a drama. We got Jodie Comer, Killing Eve, Laura Linney, Ozark, Melanie Linsky, Yellow Jackets, Sandra Oh, Killing Eve, Reese Witherspoon, The Morning Show, and returning winner, Zendaya, Euphoria. So this is my chance where we can talk about Ozark, because I think Laura Linney is a lock to win here, because she delivers, I think, my favorite TV performance I've ever seen. She plays Jason Bateman's wife, Wendy, and she has this incredible arc to like, she's not like, it's not like he's the one laundering the money and she's like there. They're equally involved in the scheme.
Oh, so it's not like Breaking Bad that the wife just stays at home.
No, they're equally involved in the scheme, but he's like the more rational one, and she's the one who's willing to seize any big opportunity, and she's so deceiving and unhinged.
I have to watch.
And
that.
she's like a loving mom, but she's just like so ruthless at the same time, even though she's one of the protagonists. And Laura Linney is just so incredible. That's why I think Laura Linney is winning. Also because it's such a magnificent final season. Ozark, it's got all these amazing stakes and such good direction in writing. The way it ties in political corruption and the way this show handles violence and death. Like there are so many curveballs that you won't expect. But it also feels like the only natural way to take the show, even when it's like a hugely unexpected twist. It feels very much needed.
Sounds like I'm gonna have to watch Ozark. So, outstanding lead actor in a drama series. It's a fantastic lineup. Jason Bateman for Ozark, the final season. Brian Cox, Logan for Succession.
Fuck off.
Jung Jae Lee for Squid Game, Bob Odenkirk for Better Call Saul, Adam Scott for Severance, and Jeremy Strong for Succession.
This is the first time I'm going to say this. I think any of the six could win.
I don't think so.
No, I don't think Bob Odenkirk or Adam Scott is winning, but I think there could be like an upset.
Yeah, Jeremy Strong is not having it again. He just won it last year. I don't think they're going to give it to him again.
But I think... No, he was still terrific, though. He has some scenes in the finale.
Wow, he broke me in that finale.
Yeah, like, suddenly, like, he was... Here's the thing. I won't spoil much about Succession, but he's very arrogant, and then suddenly everything changes about him in the last episode because you just feel for him. Even though, like, he's very flawed and he's, like, hurt people in the past. Like, you suddenly feel for him in that scene that he has.
Yeah, I'm bringing out the word visceral a lot, but that's a similar reaction to what I got this episode. Yeah. I think Jason Bateman might take this one because it's Ozark's last season. Just like Breaking Bad swept when it was its last season.
Again, he's excellent, but I think also like Laura Linney takes the spotlight in later seasons. Even like they have equal screen time, but in terms of big scenes, I think it might be Brian Cox's time, but also Adam Scott in Severance is really good.
He's so good.
Let's take a moment to talk about Severance because I saw it and I loved it. I saw it around the time that it ended because I heard good things, and Alan just finished it, and we have to recommend it to you guys because it's.
I binged it in 2 days.
I also recommended it to another friend of mine who watched it. This show is directed by Ben Stiller and stars Adam Scott and Patricia Arquette and John Turturro, Christopher Walken, all these people we told you about, and it's so brilliant. Like the storytelling, it's almost like the new Westworld in a way because it's about these workers.
It's like a sci-fi. It doesn't seem like it is a sci-fi show, but it's a sci-fi show.
Yeah, because from the production design is very basic.
Yeah.
But the sci-fi, the concept is you go into your work and you forget everything about your past world, and then you come out and you remember everything, but not about your work.
Basically, you become two people. You're still the person you were when you're not at work, but at work, a new person is born in your body.
You're two people inhabiting the same body, pretty much, and it's that conflict. It's sort of making you think, like how much does our memory defy us? Is this like a new person AI? And then there's a lot of fishy stuff. Also, try watching this show in the dark, like I did with my room, because this is such an eerie show with like a almost menacing vibe. And
the music is so good in this show. So good.
I think this should win like directing for a drama series for Ben Stiller. Like he for sure deserves it.
Hello, my name is Mark S. and I have, of my own free accord, elected to undergo the procedure known as severance. I give consent to sever my memories between my work life and my personal life.
So let's look at outstanding drama series.
This is a tough one. Better Call Saul, Euphoria, Ozark, Severance, Squid Game, Stranger Things, Succession, and Yellow Jacket. I also don't watch Stranger Things. I could never get into it.
Here, let's take a moment. I'll shout out Stranger Things. The fourth season I actually thought was really good. Like, a lot of people said it was the best one since the first season, and I agree. And it had a lot of horror-y elements. I think you might like that.
Because I didn't like the first one that much. That's why I fell
really?
off. Yeah.
Oh, so maybe you wouldn't enjoy it. I actually thought it was really fun, and all the cast is great. Like Sadie Sink was, I think, the standout this season, and some really good new characters too.
People say Hawkins is cursed. They're not way off.
I want to play it safe and say Succession wins again, but
I don't know.
Sidney
Man.
wants to say Ozark, or Severance might win if it wins both directing and like either Patricia Arquette or Adam Scott wins something. But I don't know. Maybe they'll. I really don't want them to give it to Squid Game, but I could see it happening because they want to be.
I hope not.
They want to give it its big moment, but Squid Game didn't even win the SAG Ensemble or the TV Golden Globes or TV Critics' Choice. So at this point, I think it's between Succession or Ozark. So we did have some snubs, though. Would you like to say what was snubbed on your end?
For me, the two main ones were, I guess it got some nominations, The Morning Show, but like I feel like it could have gotten more. Maybe one for directing. I don't know if it's good enough to be in the best drama series. I think it is, but like that's more, again, personal opinion. Like I don't think Squid Game should be here.
You'd switch out Squid Game for The Morning Show?
I would. And I think WeWork should be here too.
We Crashed
should be here too.
So tell me a little bit about that one, because I know you really liked it.
Okay. You need to get over two things before you watch We Crashed. It's very important that you don't have those two things on your mind. One, Jared Leto Israeli accent is horrible.
Jared Leto does a lot of weird impressions these days. Like his Gucci thing that I hated.
It's bad. It's not as bad as Gucci. It's not as bad as the Joker. Like, considering what he usually does, is actually pretty tame.
Okay.
But it's still bad. So you have to get that through your head. That like, after one episode, you get used to it, and then it's fine. It doesn't bother you after the first episode.
Yeah.
Right? You get used to it. Second thing, this is the thing that I didn't get used to it as much. I like Anne Hathaway a lot in different projects, but sometimes she annoys me a little bit. Not in a bad way, like just... No, I'm going to cut that out because that's mean. Like, the character Anne Hathaway is playing is supposed to be really unlikable. And at the same time, like, she has a lot of, like, dramatic beats that, like, make you feel for her. But I just hated her character so much. And again, this is one thing that you have to get through your head. You're not going to like these characters the whole season. Even though Jared Leto's character, even though he's a dick, you're kind of rooting for him, but you're not rooting for her, which is very weird.
That actually sounds like a lot of fun.
Yeah. Her character just annoyed the shit out of me. It's the same feeling I had with Skylar watching Breaking Bad.
Oh.
Yeah, like, it's a great actress, and I feel like maybe she should have even gotten nominated, honestly, because it's a really good acting work that she delivers. But, yeah.
And in it, he plays Adam Newman, the guy who founded We Crash, and then what happened? He went bankrupt or something?
Yeah, I went way too technical. But, yeah, he plays Adam Newman. He's the founder of WeWork. And WeWork, like we were talking about, The Dropout, Inventing Anna, it was a bit of a farce. and eventually he got what was coming to him. I feel right now, I used to go to Netflix for all my shows.
Now it's like a balance.
Not even a balance. I'm only going to HBO Max and Apple TV Plus.
Yeah, Netflix shows I've watched less of.
And sometimes to Disney Plus.
I mean, yeah, they have Ozark, Squid Game, Stranger Things, Inventing Anna got a lot of views. But yeah, right now it seems rare because Netflix is bringing out a lot of content. Like they air more than one show, like a whole season of a show almost every week. And they only have like either small fan bases or no one catches them except for like one family member or friend of mine. And yeah, so I feel like we're seeing a lot of stuff come from Apple or Hulu or Amazon. But again, like it seems like because there's more streaming services, it seems like there's 2 shows per thing divided among 5 or 6 streaming services.
You know who cracked the code? Apple. Apple cracked the code.
So
How is that possible?
By the way, Netflix made like 5 or 6 movies that got nominated for Best Picture. Didn't win. Apple did 1 and Coda won Best Picture. Apple right now is at the top of the game when it comes to content.
Like when it comes to like highbrow art, I'm going to Apple. When you told me about Severance, I didn't know it was an Apple. And then I saw it on Apple and I was like, "Oh fuck, I'm going to watch it."
Also,
because it's good. Because
their
it's on
interface.
Apple.
I just love their interface. Like, it's clickable.
It's
and fun.
It's simple.
Yeah.
I hate Disney Plus's interface.
Disney Plus has the most annoying interface, and so does Hulu. Because sometimes it's really hard
Amazon
to search for things.
Sucks.
Amazon has a pretty weird interface too. When it comes to like, you have to click on each season individually, and then it loads a new page.
Ridiculous.
By the way, I will shout out The Boys. It wasn't eligible because it came out after, but I'm a big fan of it.
It's winning a lot of things next year.
Yeah, I was nominated for season 2, so hopefully next year it'll get nominated for season 3. New season's fantastic. Just probably my favorite superhero show ever, to be honest. It's funny and crazy. And Anthony Starr, who plays Homelander, I think he should get nominated for Best Drama Actor. Let's get to my snubs then. One snub for me is for comedy show, I would have put in Atlanta instead of What We Do in the Shadows, because I think after like starting with season 3, What We Do in the Shadows has kind of fallen off. It's just kind of become ordinary and slow. But my other big snub is Winning Time: The Rise of the Lakers Dynasty.
Oh, that's my snub too. I also watched it.
You watched it?
I watched the whole thing, yeah.
Yes! I really like this show.
Why is there nothing here?
This show is so much fun. Let's talk about Winning Time, because I didn't know you had watched it, so I was going to make it my snub. But it's about Magic Johnson and Larry Bird's first season in the NBA, and Magic Johnson making an impact on the game, and the LA Lakers and their first season of their dynasty. Jerry Buss is played by John C. Reilly. I would have nominated him for Best Actor in a Comedy because he's hilarious.
So good. And he's so good dramatically as well.
I think this is like his best performance I've seen because he's such a fucked up, crazy guy. And he's so like silly and repulsive, but you also like love watching him and the energy of this show.
That show has, what's his name?
Adam McKay.
Adam McKay written all over it.
Yeah, sometimes for worse because the editing can be weird.
Is...
I'll say like the guy who plays Kareem, by the way, in Winning Time is so good.
He should have gotten a nom, honestly.
Yeah, and Quincy Isaiah, who plays Magic Johnson, he was
a
revelation, bro. This guy has so much energy. And they also like did a lot of accuracy. The guy who plays Larry Bird looks a lot like him. I would have nominated Adrian Brody also for a supporting actor. Jason Clarke is in this show as Jerry West, and it's about basketball, and it's big. And Adam McKay, I don't know how it got snubbed compared to like What We Do in the Shadows or Curb Your Enthusiasm on its 11th season.
I agree. We should definitely watch that one. It's better than a lot of things that were nominated, honestly. And what TV shows are you excited about in 2022?
What TV shows am I excited about? So I know Westworld Season 4 is airing right now. I want to watch that once it ends. I love the cast in that show. Like I said, The Boys just came out. You guys should watch that. Most of what I was hyped for actually came out already.
Okay, so the one that I'm most excited about, I am ready to get hurt again.
Andor. I think it'll be at least decent. Obi-Wan I thought was decent too. It just wasn't great.
It was fine.
Like people had bombastic expectations. I didn't really have expectations.
Obi-Wan. Speaking of getting to being ready to be heard again, I think it's about time for Game of Thrones to heard me again.
House of the Dragon.
Yeah, with House of the Dragon.
But it has a really good cast, right? Like
It does.
Olivia Cook is in it. Matt Smith.
Matt Smith, I'm really excited. He's like the main guy, I think.
I probably won't watch it because I still need to hop on Game of Thrones first.
Thank you guys so much for listening to this episode. It was a really fun one to record. I never thought I would be more excited for like artsy TV than I am with like Star Wars and Marvel TV.
Yeah, oh my god.
But it happened.
Yeah. Watch Severance. That's my verdict of this.
Both of ours.
That's our end lines for this episode. So yeah, hope you guys took away at least one great show to start tonight, and let us know what your favorite shows are that we may have missed.
Film Fanatics. From the silver screen to your earphones with Alan Azulay and Gal Balaban.